All right, so we're gonna do a sneak animation. We're gonna try and do this the simplistic way, right? So again, the limitations on a robot, no toe bend and all that. So we're gonna have to come up with ways to kind of get it a little bit more expressive and exaggerated with the limitations of this rig. Again, this is a basic sneak animation, all right? And we're gonna try to do it in 24 frames per step. Okay, and then I'll teach you how you can extend that animation so that it becomes even slower of a sneak. All right, so the walk animation from the previous week, we did a 12 frames per step, right? So this time we're going to do uh, 24 per step. So we're going to change our animation to 48 frames because it's 24 frames per step. So it's going to be 1 to 49. And I would just move my timeline here just so that it's showing all, most of the 48 frames that we have, okay? And we're gonna start off with the left leg forward here, all right? So let's get our first position, okay? So I will just move this one. I'm gonna use my tools here so you can really see where I'm checking this. And if you grab the, if you have the old file, you're probably on local here, so switch that to global when you're following along, all right? So I will move this foot probably up to there, okay? And then I'll make adjustments later, all right? So we're just setting up the first position here. Now the body, okay? So I'm gonna move the body where I'm gonna drop it right here, and then we're going to have that as our kind of starting position for the body right here. But when you do sneak and you're exaggerating it, that body is going to be rocking back and forth, okay? So it'll have this rotation here, okay? I'm going to have that rotation right there. And maybe move it forward a bit because I don't want that leg to kind of stiff. So I do want that slight bend on that knee right there, okay? We're going to rotate the head as well so that it's as kind of flat as we can right there. Okay. Definitely the tail. We're going to move it. And what I'll do with this, I'm going to rotate it also so that it's just kind of, that's its position so it doesn't get in the way. Okay. Or maybe rotate it kind of like that, just so that it's parallel to the body a little bit. Okay. And that's going to be kind of like our starting kind of position here. So I'm going to grab this one. Let me see how far I can push this. Oop. Yeah, it's probably up to there. Let me lower this one even. Okay, I just don't want any kind of collision there. I'm trying to extend as much as I could. All right, right there. Okay, that will probably work. Okay, and then now let's position the arms. So I'm going to select both controller for the arm, going back to the side viewport here. And let me turn this on. All right, so I'm going to just grab this, pull it down here. Okay, let's go to the front and let's just kind of move these things like so. Move the elbow like that one, and then kind of move the arm, the hand kind of closer to the body right there. So then I will just kind of mimic what the positions for those, and we should get the exact same result. So it's like when you're kind of sneaking, we're looking at a cartoony sneak, kind of like a raptor hand, kind of, you're tucking them a little bit closer to the body, right? So right there. Okay, that looks good. Any collision on that hand, probably move it just a hair. There you go. All right, so that's our kind of starting position, right? Think of it like, I can already imagine the Pink Panther soundtrack, kind of, we're sneaking. All right, so here we go. So now we got to keyframe everything that we need for one. So first, let's do the keyframing for anything we kind of rotated. So I rotated this for sure. The head got its rotation also because remember it followed the body. Then I have to kind of correct it. Okay, right there in the body. Okay, so those three right there. So I'm going to press I to keyframe and then rotation. Okay, Then after that, anything that we're going to keyframe as a location. So the tail for sure, the body for sure, both elbows, okay, and hand controller, knees, foot. So if you're not sure what's happening here, please watch the last week's video on walk animation, okay? So this covers basically the exact same thing with that, but we're doing the sneak. All right, so there we are. We have all those selected, minus the head. Head is purely rotation animation. I'm gonna press I right here, and then location. So we have now locked frame 1. So whatever I do, this will be our lock position, right? So we're going to be doing 3 key timing here. So the first contact is this left leg forward, and then the second contact is we switching the legs, right? Exact same body position, okay? We're just changing the position of the legs, okay? And yeah, Ray, we're gonna have to hold up on all the chats, Ray, okay? And we're going to have the passing position, okay? So it's 24 frames per step. So we're going to frame 25 right there, okay? And I just want to make sure here that those things are keyframe. Here, press I. Oh, undo, not rotation. Press I and then location. There we go. All right. So all these things, okay, would have their keyframe. So let's just kind of test. We'll go like so, and then when I switch to 1, it just select all of those. Okay. All right. So we have those, and then we're gonna go to frame 25 right here. Okay, and do the exact same thing, except we're going to include the elbow here, the hands, and the body, okay? And the foot right there. So we're just going to slide this a little bit, okay? Around here, so I'm going to basically put the body in front of the foot right there, and then I'm going to grab that foot. That was the one that needs to go forward. And we're giving it a slight bend right there. Okay, so now I'm gonna just keyframe this location here for this one, and then we're gonna keyframe everything again. So we have 2 positions, right? So I'm going to select everything that would need a keyframe for position, body here, and then the tail. So all the controllers, foot, knee, elbow, hand, and then this body right here, and then we're gonna position the keyframe the location. Then we're going to select the ones that would have rotation. I, then rotation. All right, so now if we do a slide right here, all right, it's kind of you can already tell what's happening with the contact right here, right? Okay, so that's all we did to get 1 foot from back to front. Okay, so now we're going to continue from this one. Okay, we got everything keyed on 25, and then we're going to do our frame 49 again. Exact same thing, except the left foot needs to be forward now, so it's something that you can cycle it or repeat. Okay, so I'm going to select the both hands, both elbow, the body, and this foot right here. Okay, I'm on frame 49. Just kind of slide that right here. Slide it until those 2 feet are kind of aligned. They don't have to be, but that's kind of like our marker right there. Okay, then grab this foot only. The reason why I rotated it, I want to make sure that's I'm doing the right foot, well, the left foot, the correct foot, not right foot, the correct foot. And just a slight bend right there. Okay, so that's on frame 49, which is another 24 frames from frame 25. Then here we go. We select everything again. that would have a location for position, okay? Press I, then location, and then select the body, the tail, and the head for a rotation key. All right, so now let's take a look. All right, kind of a little bit too funny of an animation, especially when you don't have what? The passing position, right? So this is kind of like a weird Michael Jackson front moonwalk sneak, right? it's a character on its own when you think about it, because it's like I don't know if you remember the Michael Jackson shoe with the nail hook, and you could lean, but this one is backwards. Okay, so kind of cool. All right, so now we're going to have to add the passing positions here, okay? So I was on frame 25. I would want to make sure I keyframe the rotation on that one. Okay, we did. We did have the rotation keyed on those. It's kind of double checking. All right, so rotation. All right, so now we need, so far all we have, let me go to the animation tab now, so we can kind of see here. And then here we're going to see it over here, okay? So now we're going to need to do the passing. All right, so let me expand on this one. So again, this whole 1 through 25 is what? It's just one step. This is the left leg, right? And then 25 to 49, that's the right leg. So we're going to have to put the passing here. We're going to just do this very traditional around frame 13. About halfway, this is where we do the passing, okay? So again, let's kind of study it. So this leg needs to be lifted and the body to perform the sneak. So we're going to do that in frame 13, okay? So that leg right there on frame 13, I'm going to move that now, okay? Oops. Didn't mean to do it there. Over here is what I... Okay, so I'm going to kind of exaggerate that. So just imagine, it's like when you're sneaking, okay? And it's a cartoony sneak, all right? So what happens when you do this, the body needs to go forward, okay? I just lifted that. That's not the correct position. I just put it there so that we're grabbing the correct foot on frame 13, okay? So now we got to do the body right here. So I'm going to rotate this body forward, okay? Don't worry about that freaking hand, right? freakishly rotating hand right there. Okay, we're just kind of positioning the body. Okay, we're going to move that body forward. We're going to rotate the head for sure so that it's now kind of leveled a little bit right there. This foot is way up there, so we're probably going to move it like so. Okay, and then finally the hands. Okay, let's gonna remember they were tucked in before, so we can kind of, I guess, move them back a little bit like so, because they were here before and it was sneaking. So on this one we'll probably drop them right there. Let's take a look at the front. Let's see if there's any collision. There is. I see a little bit of collision here, so we'll probably move the elbow a little bit. Oh, that's not the elbow. Where's the elbow? Right here. A little bit away. All right, just so that there's no collision right there. So, and where's the elbow? Right there. So let's kind of move it like so. So that's our passing, okay? So let's kind of take a look and kind of do a screenshot of this one, because we're going to have to do this again on frame 37 for the other foot, okay? So we're going to have to keyframe this and kind of record this one, okay? And normally we could take values here, like how much we rotated this one, okay, 0.3, but just so that there's a little bit of variations between the passing. I don't want to type in the numbers. We're going to try and copy this position right here. However, any changes that's not matching would actually to our benefit, okay? So there's a little bit of non-uniform timing in there, and values, okay? So again, let's select all three bones that would have a rotation animation, for now at least, before we could add the secondary animation, all right? So those three. I'm gonna press I, then rotation, okay? And then key well, all the we're gonna key the foot, elbow, hands, and tail. All right, and the body. All right, so we just want to make sure those are all selected. Oh, the hand right there. All right, so those are all selected. We're gonna press I, and then location.
I don't see anything saying the recording started.
Yeah, because we're doing this for YouTube.
Oh, okay, sorry.
All right, so there we have it. So now let's take a look. There's that. There's the sneak. And then there's that. And then it goes to the next step. All right, do you guys see it? All right. So again, just 3 key poses. Okay? Just 3 key poses, minimizing. Even though we are keying a lot of these controllers, they're just on 1, 13, and 25. Of course, we're gonna need more, to keyframe in between to make it a little bit more natural and whatnot. But again, we're targeting a basic sneak here. Okay, so whatever it is, minimum for us to kind of, okay, that's a sneak animation, all right? Minimum, all right? So that's on 13 right there. So we're gonna have to do this again using the other foot, okay? And that will be on frame 37 right here, okay? So again, I'm gonna lift this up just so that we know that that's the foot, okay, that we want to kind of animate, okay? And then 37 again, we're going in between 25 to 49. All right, so right here, we're gonna rotate this forward also. Very similar to that one right there, okay? And then the foot, is this the foot? Yep, we kind of lowered it a bit, just a little bit right there. Rotated the head a little bit like so. Okay, and then the hands, we kind of move those. It used to be right here, so we just kind of lower those a little bit. And we want to make sure there's no collision with, there is some collision, okay? All right, Ray, let's hold up on all the chatting, please, so that until we're done with recording, because it gets recorded on the screen. All right, so I'm just gonna move elbow right here, just so that there's no collision. Oops, just this part. Okay, and then the elbow part, there we go. Just couldn't see it right there. All right, just so that it's not colliding with the body right there. All right, so let's take a look. And okay, so that's our passing for the left foot. Okay, left foot passing. Now let's keyframe the rotation first, so the body will have rotation, the head. This one, okay, even though we're not rotating the tail, I did rotate it at the beginning, so we're including it in the rotation key. So I'm gonna press I, rotation, okay? And then we're going to keyframe the rest. That would require some keyframing. So that would be the body, the head, the tail, keyframing for location and all our controllers. So there's 2 foot, 2 knee, 2 hands, 2 elbows, okay? Body, head, and then the tail, all right? So on frame 17, we're gonna press I and then location, that locks it in. So there's the kind of very exaggerated sneak. All right, and that completes the sneak animation without secondary motion, okay? So now we're going to have to add a little bit more changes to this so that it'll be for our secondary, okay? And let's see, we're probably going to separate the video here. So I'm going to end this one and then we'll have the part 2 on the next video.